Greetings, sports fans. Charles Cohen and Isaac Moskowitz here. It's a great Saturday afternoon, and we've got an amazing matchup for you right now. The Dragons go ahead and take on the Storm in the Dragons' Den, the Coyle Gym, looking for a win. Look, they haven't beat the Storm in a very long time, but final GSBN broadcast of the year for basketball. Let's see if they can get this one done. This is going to be exciting. Wouldn't a win be a great way to finish off the season?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. This season's been a good one for the Dragons, a good season with a lot of moving parts, a lot of new additions to the team, breakout stars, great players who are looking to make a name for themselves in the next season and going on forward in their career. And this game would be a great way for them to get involved. But it's also, the St. Luke Storm are kind of our rivals. And they're definitely a team that GFA's wanted to beat for a while, hasn't been able to, but I think they have the firepower to do it. I think they have the capability to do it. They just got to play a clean game and a really good game, to be honest. But they're going to be really good. GFA has the ability to do it, has the firepower, has definitely all the pieces in place. They just have to create a scheme and create a way to get it done that allows them to be able to be effective in this game.
Absolutely. Well, you talk about the players. Let's pull up those players. Let's introduce you the starting lineup for Greens Farms. As we see, starting off with Lanita Brandt, number 32. Such a great force on defense, and this year she's really developed her offense. It's been exciting to see. I mean, she's one of the front runners for Offensive Player of the Year this year, which is not something that I would think of going into the season. So it's been great to see her go.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely not something I thought of either going into this season. She's really become a breakout star in that aspect. She's been great on the offensive side of the ball. Great person if you need an assist. She knows the court very well, able to get the passes where they need to go, and able to really generate some good offense for her team as one of the really good moving components on this offense. Absolutely. And she's really making a name for herself there.
Next up, playing forward, number 15, Mary Grace Delasanti, the Tasmanian Devil, the Red Rocket, back on defense. Lots of hustle plays down that end. It pays off real big time for her team. Gets some steals underneath the basket, plays. Hit a few three-pointers this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
like you said,
it's been interesting to see. It's been a great season for her so far.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Red Rocket on the defense, Red Rocket on the offense. She knows how to fire it from deep, and that's what we've seen so far this season. Has that high arcing shot from beyond the arc, but it makes it in, and it's really a thing to see when she's able to get it going on offense. Really great offensive player. She's becoming to become an offensive player, and obviously her defense has been spectacular too. She's looking to make a name for herself in this game and help GFA get a good chance to beat the Stormers here.
Next up, big senior leader, Georgia Grabowski, owning that corner, the queen of the land of good and plenty. She's stepped up big time this year. She's been there for all the moments that her team needs her.
She's set up camp in that corner, and when she does, look out. She's going to start raining those threes, and she has all season long. She's a definite senior leader, along with Delasanti. Really great leaders on this team, and they're looking to make an impact in this game. And another leader that has emerged, and she's a freshman this year, is J.C. Merzal. She's coming to her own on the defense and as a good offensive component with passing and assisting.
Another big freshman, number 10, Molly Keepney, who's worked her way into the starting lineup. She's just played great. Lights out this season for a breakout season. It's going to be interesting to see what the future holds for her, but she's been a great leader. Well, here we go, the final game of this season. And as Kenny Loggins said in his hit single in 1979, this is it. As we await the tip-off, here we go. Brandt goes up. That one is collected by, looks like they're redoing it. It was too good, they wanted to see it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
They pop this one up. It's splashed back. Grabowski down the way to try to collect that one, and looks like it's staying in the backcourt with Delasanti to inbound it. So a fast start for Greens Farms as they look to get their offense going early and their defense to stand. As Keebney was fouled on the shot, so she will go ahead and shoot two.
Very interesting start to this game. Very fast paced, but a lot of stoppages of play. It's a kind of weird combo there. But looks like it's going to be a fast-paced game throughout, and GFA going to get all the points they can get. Having this free throw attempt is definitely something that they're going to want to keep doing and take advantage of, because St. Luke's looks like they can rain it from the three-point line from what we saw in practice.
So she hits the first one. Able to get the second one. So Greens Farms strikes first in this one after a crazy tip-off. And St. Luke's has it now. Here's the drive. Looks to get through, and they say it's going to stay with St. Luke's. St. Luke's led by their junior captain, Caroline Lau. She can hit a three-pointer from just about anywhere on the court. It's unbelievable watching her play. We'll see what kind of an impact she has today. As this one's flashed outside to Lau with a three-pointer. That one is good.
What an introduction on a GSPN broadcast at home. You saw her on the GSPN broadcast earlier away at St. Luke's for the championship, the FAA championships, and she was lights out, phenomenal in that game. She's definitely making to look an impact in this game, especially from beyond the arc. She owns that land. It's going to be a battle between Grabowski and Lau. See who's going to make the most three-pointers this game.
As this one's kicked outside the Marisol now. Going up, has 6 seconds to shoot. That one is good as a nice drive and finish by Marisol. Puts Greens Farms up by 1.
One of the keys to this game is having an efficient offense, taking what the defense can give you, taking all the points you can get, because the way St. Luke's is raining points, you definitely don't want to fall behind for long. Getting those points by JC Marisol was crucial, and that's something they want to continue in this game.
That one is taken away by Delasanti. She trucks the defender, but has that one stripped away by Lau. As now she works against Marisol. Makes a nice move. Has to get around. A nice pass outside. Here's the deep three. That one is good. Nice shot there by Seleni. And this one's passed outside. Now Keavney, they call it travel against the Dragons, so there's a turnover. Again, you don't want to commit too many turnovers in a row.
Yep.
No, that can definitely snowball as Greens Farms takes the timeout. But look, 2 big three-pointers by the Storm. Has them up by 2. It's fast-paced. They can get you real quick.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely playing a fast-paced style of basketball, and that's the way they like it. And GFA has got to make sure they keep pace with that. They have to have an efficient offense, and they can't force a three-pointer, because if it's not there, you're not going to make it, and you're going to give up an opportunity. You're basically going to commit a turnover. But if it is there, you got to make sure you put yourself in a position to take those three-pointers and give yourself enough room, enough confidence to be able to get it done there. And turnovers is definitely not the way that can happen. GFA's got to clean up their turnover game. That was what killed them in the past couple of games. They want to make sure they clean up their game there.
So Lau now takes it up after the inbound, working up against Marisol. The nice screen is set. Passed it outside. Seleni from deep. That one is good again. So it's been raining threes so far, with all of their points coming from the land of good and plenty, as that one is tipped away and the Dragons will have an inbound.
When we say it was going to rain threes in this game, we meant it was going to rain threes in this game. 3 buckets for St. Luke's, all threes.
As that one is now corralled by Grabowski. Outside now Keavney working the perimeter. Grabowski shoots from deep. That one is off the mark. Delasanti racing to go save it in. She's able to save it in as Marisol hits the deck, looks for a teammate, and no one's home. The drive's there, and one for St. Luke's. There's a nice drive, and Nelson is going to go to the line to try to make this one a 3-point play.
Good drive by St. Luke's, getting to the basket, drawing the foul. Really great opportunity there, and now they have a chance to even widen their lead even further. GFA's got to be able to clamp down on defense the way they did against GCDS, or in a similar way. Make sure that St. Luke's can't pull away like this. I'm not sure if full court press is the way to go, because St. Luke's looks to be a really fast team, but Coach Harris definitely has something up her sleeve to make sure that they, A, don't commit any turnovers, and B, put themselves in a position that they can make good plays defensively.
Well, Gordon is going to check in for Delasanti as Brent comes in for the inbound. Greens Farms just looking to get some more offensive opportunities after a few turnovers, has them down early. As here's Keavney, kicks it outside. Gordon thought about taking it, but does not. Now it's Brent looking for a teammate, has that one tipped away, and it's going to go off St. Luke's fingertip, and it's going to be inbounded here by the Dragons. We'll see if they reset it at the scoreboard at halftime. I know we continue to talk about that, but we're going to talk about that until they fix it, because we would never know. We're always in the dark here. No one can tell us. It's always a mystery. As this one's now taken away. Here's the drive. No good. Misses it underneath the wide open underneath basket, but couldn't put it in. As Brent now looking for a teammate. Has that one taken away. Another steal. And this one is finished. As Nelson's all over the court so far. Big with those big defensive plays.
Absolutely, yeah. She's looking to be a defensive leader on this team, and we don't know St. Luke's very well. So looking from what they're doing so far, looks like she's one of the defensive leaders on the team, or at least in this game. And that's someone GFA is going to have to watch on the offensive side of the ball, know exactly where she is in the court, who she's guarding, who she's double teaming, who she's, guarding on the court and make sure that you either avoid her or put someone on her that you know how to deal with the way the style of defense she plays, so that you don't commit turnovers and you don't lose track of the ball and put yourself in the best opportunity to get points back. Because GFA is down by a significant margin. They're down by 10 with 5 minutes left, 5 minutes and change left. They don't want to be down any further. They want to be able to get their offense going, get things going offensively, and make sure that their defense stands tall against a really strong St. Luke Storm.
Brandt now puts it in. Keaveney gets it back. Has to get around a few defenders and finds Marizal in the backcourt. Has to be careful that they don't turn it over once again. There's a turnover. Nelson dives for it. Marizal able to get it. Passed it outside the Gordon. Now Grabowski has to work around Lau. She's not able to put that one in. It's tipped away and now taken up. Stripped away by Grabowski on a nice play. Shucks up a three-pointer. That one is no good. Rebounded by Brandt and a, let's see, are they calling it a jump ball or? Well, it looks like a foul called on Lau, so Brandt to inbound this one here for Greens Farms. They catch a little bit of a break. Looking for a teammate now, finds Grabowski. Here's her from her corner. That one is good. So she hits from the land of good and plenty. It makes it a 7-point game.
Much needed spark for GFA's offense. They
Absolutely.
were trailing a little bit, sputtering, and now they have a spark. Now let's see how they come up with that. And their defense needs to stand tall. Bend but don't break might be the strategy going forward, because St. Luke's is just looking like a powerful offensive powerhouse, and GFA just wants to be able to ignite the beachside bombardment and stand tall on defense when they need to.
Here's a deep two off the mark and rebounded by Nelson. Has it stripped away by Brandt. Lots of tips, but they say this one is going to Greens Farms. Look, the turnovers have really been tough in this first quarter for the Dragons.
Yeah, and they're playing a tough opponent. St. Luke's is a good all-around team. Good offense, good defense, and we're seeing that on display here. But GFA's got to find a way to make sure that they don't lose too many turnovers. They have to be able to control the ball at all costs. If the number one thing they need to focus on this game, it's ball control. That has been an issue in their past few games. And so if they're able to do that, if they're able to get plays in which ball control is key, and they're able to maintain ball control, they have an ability to get things going on offense and to be able to put themselves in a good position to claw back at this deficit.
Wow, well, look, it's been the full court press for St. Luke's that I think is causing all these turnovers. They get another one there with the jump ball. We'll see if they're able to convert it into points as this one is tipped away. The Storm will have an inbound again. They've made it tough for Greens Farms to even get out of their own end at times.
Exactly. The full court press is definitely something GFA's really struggling with. And quite frankly, there's not much you can do there when you have a full court press against a team like St. Luke's. All you got to do is make sure if you have an opportunity, have a window to pass it out, you take advantage of that. And you control the ball, you control what you need to control, and you control the ball as best as you can. And you're going to give up some turnovers against this full court press and against this team. But if you're able to control your ball, if you're able to control the ball when you have that ability, when it's not full court press, when they're playing a more zone defensive scheme, or when you have an opportunity to pass it, you make the most of it, that's a winning recipe, or at least a recipe to stay close in this game.
Making both free throws. That one's tipped and inbounds coming for the Dragons. About 4 minutes and 12 seconds left. Greens Farms down by 11 right now. As Brandt looking for a teammate. And another turnover in the backcourt. This is Panion with the drive. That one's put in. And a 13-point game now. Yeah, it's really been the backcourt press has been paying off big time for the Storm in this first quarter. As there is another turnover. They just keep forcing them almost every possession. Wow.
This is something I haven't seen in a long time. I guess the last time I saw something similar to this was what GFA did to GCDS. And this looks to be on another level. I mean, GFA can't even get out of their own zone sometimes, as you said. And just the passing lanes have been not just clogged, shut down completely. I mean, GFA's having a rough time getting out of their zone and getting any passes completed. And when they have a window, they're rushing and they're just making passes they don't want to make, or making passes that aren't the greatest passes, and that's really been killing them so far.
Oh, most of it it's all comes down to the mental side of it. One big shot could definitely change the outcome and the momentum in this game. So, and we'll see. GFA is just looking to find their footing. They call a backcourt violation. And there's a substitution now for St. Luke's. Selene to inbound it inside the Lau, and she works against Marisol. She fires a three-pointer. That one is no good. Rebounded, tipped away, and now taken by Grabowski on the other end. Hits a foot, but Marisol is able to get it. So now Grabowski fires this one down to Keavney. Almost lost it, but able to get it back. Now Grabowski drives this one up. Couldn't put that one in. Tipped around a little bit. And a great job by St. Luke's to keep that one in. Now this one's just outside to Lau. Passed outside, wide open three. That one is good. Selene hits from deep again. And the full court press, just great job keeping their shape. As Marisol now looks for a teammate. Fires this one, and that one's also going nowhere. Pass underneath. Nelson able to put that one in.
Really, the passing is definitely what's been killing them. The turnover after turnover after turnover. And a lot of times when you have that pressure in the back of your mind that you know the St. Luke's player's right there, that you know she's right behind you, then you try to rush a pass. You try to rush a lane that's just not open, and then you commit a turnover, and then this starts the snowball effect, this mentality of, I got to rush the shot because I'm not going to get another opportunity. That starts to snowball. So what GFA has to do, they got to calm down, know exactly where they are in the court, know exactly what they do well, what they need to work on, and get that done, play to their strengths, and make sure they find St. Luke's weakness.
As Nelson has a wide open drive, and she's able to play that one in. It's an 18-point game now. But the Dragons, they did end the scoring drought. So we'll see if that kicks them into gear here as Grabowski's unable to get that one. It's rattled around a bit. And now a long pass out to Nelson underneath. Makes it a 20-point game. And a timeout's called by the Dragons. So since their last timeout, St. Luke's lead has doubled. And with 1 minute and 31 seconds, they're up 20. Thanks to just great defensive press in the backcourt, leading to a lot of turnovers. And there was a big stretch where GFA weren't able to get out of their own end.
Yeah, I think there was like, what, a 2-minute stretch, 1.5-minute stretch, where they weren't even able to get out of their own end. Not that they couldn't score, weren't able to get out of their own end. That's not something you hear every day in a broadcast, and that's really what St. Luke's has done well. Their defense has been the story of the game, and their ability to get turnovers has what led them to have this lead. This really good 20-point lead is really on the story of on credit of their turnovers, and what GFA hasn't been able to do is been able to keep control of the ball. Now, that's not entirely their fault. I mean, St. Luke's has been a fantastic defensive presence, just been swarming the ball. Really no passing.
Yeah, when you see those players back there, it's like I said, it just gets to you mentally a little bit.
Exactly.
But look, I think GFA needs to stick to what they know they do well. They have a lot of talent. They have a lot of players that can hit from deep. So, look, they're still not out of this one.
No,
it's all
definitely
about finding
not
their
out.
footing, and once they find their footing, they can explode, and they can explode big time.
Exactly.
We don't call them the beachside bombardment for nothing.
I was just about to say, exactly. They don't call them the beachside bombardment for nothing. And there's still time. There's definitely time left in this game. We're not even through the first quarter yet.
Exactly.
And they're down by 20, which is a pretty big deficit, but not something they can't come back, especially given 3 more quarters. That they can definitely get things back. But it all starts with maintaining their ball control. It all starts with good fundamentals. Ball control, passing, getting to the open person, finding her, and being able to make the shot. That's really the essence of basketball, and that's what they have to do well here. Tough against an opponent like St. Luke's, but if they can find some lucky breaks, and they can do what they, like the fundamentals that they know how to control and they know how to do well, that puts them in a good position to tie this game up.
So around here, it's Mueller. Still looking for a teammate. They find Lau now, going up against Gordon. Now it's Selene. Takes this deep shot. That one is no good, and rebounded by Brandt. She's looking for a teammate, finds Keavney. So Greens Farm stands on that one. We'll see if that's a sign of things to come. As Brandt could not find a teammate, but this one's staying with Greens Farms. That one was tipped. Gordon checks out. McCall checks on. And we've got 52 seconds left in your first quarter. Greens Farms looking to get some more points on this possession.
They're not going to win all the points back at once, and they shouldn't play like that. They need to be able to find the points that are available to them, find the shots that are available, and make those. Bit by bit, they'll claw back at this lead. And They don't want to rush any shots. Don't take any rush shots. Find the lanes that are open. Find the shots that are good, work well, and that are open for them here, and take what the defense gives them, and be able to slowly but surely claw their way back into this one.
Well, that's a deep 2. And St. Luke's increases their lead some more. We've got 25 seconds. Grabowski flings this one inside. Delasanti. Now Brent going up against Williams, puts that jump shot up. No good. Rebounded by Keavney. Surrounded by 3. Could not put that one in. A lot of contestant underneath the basket. Greens Farms able to get this one back. The Dragons call a inbound play here.
And this is where their offense has worked well. When they have a specific play, when they're not improvising, they have something they want to do and they have something they want to execute in the final few seconds. That's where their offense has really worked well. We'll see how they get it done here. And it looks like it's working well so far.
Puts that one in. Makes it a 20-point game again, and time runs out in your first quarter. Well, GFA started the score as of late. Their defense came up big in the last few possessions. We'll see if that's some momentum booster, but for now they're down 20, which is a little bit of a hole, but nothing a few turnovers and good defense and offense can can fix.
Exactly. It's a hole. It's definitely a hole, and they definitely want to figure out what went wrong here. And what pretty much went wrong is the turnovers. And a lot of that is because of St. Luke's great defense, and a lot of that really couldn't be helped. But there are things, definitely turnovers in that first quarter that you could control, that GFA can control. And really this game is about controlling what you can control, limit the unforced errors, and capitalize on the things that the defense gives you. Capitalize on the shots, on the opportunities that you can get. And slowly but surely, you'll start to see this deficit shrink. You'll start to see GFA get closer and closer to St. Luke's. And hopefully, if they play this way, by the middle to the end of the fourth quarter, they're in striking distance of St. Luke's. And that is when you can start to turn on the jets. That's when the afterburners kick in, and you can really drop good plays and drop good schemes to put yourself ahead and slowly eke out a win in that way.
So the second quarter starting now. Possession of the jump ball is going to St. Luke's. And it will be a Dragons inbound to start this one. Modzalewski making her debut into the game now as she takes out McCall. No, it looks like St. Luke's is going to inbound this one, so it will be Mueller putting this one inside now. The Panion as we restart. She gets it back, kicks this one outside to Lau, going up against Marisol. Good defense being played, almost stripped away. Now Mueller takes it back, kicks it outside. It's Panion, not able to get it. Rebounded by Delasanti, and they call a jump ball, so. Oh, okay, I guess jump ball was to Greens Farms. They changed the possession thing on the score clock, I guess right after I said that.
And now they change it right back, right after you said that.
Wonderful. As Marisol kicks this one outside to Modzalewski. Puts it inside now Brandt as she works around Williams. Delasanti not able to get that one. As Panion is surrounded by 2, able to get around traffic and slows it down a bit. Now Lau. Back to Panion, working the perimeter a bit. Outside, here's the three-pointer. That one is no good, and rebounded now by Brandt.
One thing that GFA has done well defensively is they forced St. Luke's to take unfortunate or ill-advised three-pointers. And I know that's a little bit dangerous when you have a good three-point shooting team like St. Luke's, but when you have to take those shots that you probably wouldn't want to take in normal situations, that's good. They waste a possession there, and GFA gets the ball back and chips away at the lead.
That deep 2 is off the mark. Scrambling for it underneath the basket. Panion able to save it. And it tiptoes the sideline, but Boo Ball has it now. Outside, inside of Williams rather. Now Lau has it. Panion out into the wing. Still working the perimeter a bit. There's a nice interception by Marisol. Has to get around 2, and they call a travel. Tried a Euro step, but took a few extra steps before going up for that one.
Yeah, that. She tried to see if there was a player right next to her GFA teammate, unable to do so, and it results in the travel call. Missed opportunity, but GFA can regroup here on defense and try to cause a similar turnover on this possession.
As a nice steal there by Modzalewski, and Brandt now has to work against 3. Looking for a teammate, throws one up. That one is no good. Now Lau against 2. Races past Marisol, has Grabowski to beat, and there's a foul, so Lau will go to the line to shoot 2.
looks like GFA started to settle a little bit on defense. They found a strategy that's working for them, and I think it's been contesting the three-pointers, definitely making sure that they don't have miscommunications on defense and kind of daring St. Luke's to take three-pointers when they have a GFA player in their face. And that's been working so far. But on the offensive side of the ball, there's still a lot of trouble. There's still rushing shots, forcing shots, and that's really a credit to St. Luke's defense, which has stood tall throughout this quarter. So GFA is going to have to find a way to settle down there. They're going to have to figure out a way to know what they do well, figure out a way to play to that strength, and draw some plays that help doing that. I like the screenplay in this instance because of the full court press. It leaves some room open for a player, and it allows them to take a shot that they like to take in a position they like to take it.
The jump ball is called, and the Storm will get it as we got some substitutions.
Nelson checking into the game, so it looks like St. Luke's going with a bit more of a defensive style of play, though she can definitely hit it from beyond the arc.
Checked outside. Thought about taking it, but did not. Now inside the Nelson. Throws that one inside to Renwick, and a jump ball is called. Greens Farms will take it. Nice job by Grabowski on that defensive play. Delasanti now to inbound it for the Dragons as they look to get some more points. We've got 5 minutes left in this quarter. That's enough to chip away at this lead a little bit.
Exactly. You can
as
get
Delasanti has a wide open three-pointer. That one is off the mark. And it was not touched by St. Luke's.
With 5 minutes left, you have a good ability to start to drop some plays. You don't have to rush to get the points. You don't have to huck up three-pointers or do anything crazy like that. You can run your offense as efficiently and as effectively as you like to. You can run your normal offense in the 5-minute period. And what GFA can do is their defense is standing tall. That's giving them an opportunity to start to get things going on offense. And I know that's difficult against an opponent like St. Luke's, and the way St. Luke's has been playing has made it difficult for them for sure. But good ball control and good communication. I like the screenplay that they're doing. That could help them really start to pull away in these final 5 minutes and make a couple of good shots, get some good points, and go into halftime losing by a smaller deficit than what they are right now.
So a foul against St. Luke's. What a play by Grabowski to keep that ball in on the sideline, tiptoeing the sidelines like a wide receiver. And, well, she gives her team an opportunity to get some more points.
Exactly, those high-effort plays, those really good high-effort plays, especially on the, I guess, not really sure to call offensive side of the ball, but like not the scoring aspect of offense, are really, really crucial in a game like this. You want to be able to maintain the ball, want to be able to maintain possessions, and GFA has done a good job in this second quarter of doing that.
So St. Luke's will have it after a three-pointer that went in and out, bobbled around a little bit, and they'll have an inbound underneath the basket after the swat. Kicked outside now, it's Panyon. Tiptoes the sidelines and was not able to put that one in. The layup was up, that one is no good, and Mirazal will take it out of her own end. Has to get around 2 defenders. Wow, on tight defense, and now Brandt races past a few. Grabowski takes some contact and not able to get that one in. That was dramatic sitting on the rim, but Wow will now take it out for the Storm. Takes a deep three. That one is no good. Now Keaveney takes a tumble and loses possession. So now Delasanti checks out. McCall checks back on. Solene now going up against Keaveney. Passes this one outside to Panyon. And she kicks it outside of the corner. Just looking for teammates, couldn't find anyone. And this one is going to be a turnover. A nice job by Greens Farms defense.
Absolutely. They've done a fantastic job throughout for this second quarter of limiting St. Luke's possessions. They've done a good job making them take shots, ill-advised shots that they wouldn't normally want to take, forcing turnovers, and getting opportunities for their offense. Now, their offense has struggled, and that's really a credit to the way St. Luke's defense has played. The tight presses, you're seeing the almost triple team there on Grabowski, but GFA's got to be happy with the way they're playing defensively. They definitely want to continue that, keep that going in halftime and throughout the second half.
Well, after two big offensive rebounds, Keaveney will go to the line for a 1-and-1. Or rather, a shooting foul. That one is no good. second one is. So they cut into this lead a little bit. As Nelson now gets around Brent, makes a nice move, kicks it outside to the corner. Renwick, no good. Lau now gets the rebound. And they reset a bit. Pass it outside now. Outside, inside to Renwick, puts up that layup. That one is no good. Another rebound by Lau, has it stripped away. Still looking for some teammates. Now outside, Nelson from deep. It's no good. They call a violation, and Greens Farms gets another turnover.
Great defense play by GFA, and it's this bend but don't break defense, but that's not bending at all. It's this style of play. They're letting St. Luke's pass it. They're not trying to play press. They're not trying to get the turnover right away. They're letting St. Luke's pass it around, try to find the open lane, but none exists. And then they get the turnover, and then they set themselves up offensively for a good drive.
That pass able to be corralled by Brandt. Working up against Williams. A nice screen play, and she looks for a teammate. It's Grabowski from deep. That one is good, and she hits from the land of good and plenty. There's the three-pointer we've been waiting for all game. That one came at a great time. As Williams passes this one out loud, she looks to maybe respond with a three-pointer of her own. Williams dishes it outside to Nelson, who takes a three. That one is no good. Rebounded by Selene, who puts that layup in. So we'll see if the Dragons have some more in the tank in the last 2 minutes. Try to cut into this lead some more going into halftime.
I bet they do, and the way their defense has played has set them up in prime position to start chipping away at this lead, and that's exactly what they've done. It's down from 20 to 17. It looks like it's back up to 19 now, but regardless, they've done a good job defensively of limiting St. Luke's possessions and controlling the ball, not on that specific play, but that play was kind of a fluke for the way the second quarter has been played. Their defense has stood tall, and that's kind of been the story of this season a little bit towards the latter half of the season. They've done well defensively when their offense has sputtered a little bit, and now their defense and offense seem to be getting in a rhythm, getting in sync, and that bodes well for their chances to come back in this one.
Look, a few turnovers here and there, and they could make it possibly a 10-point game at halftime as Lau able to just power her way through. But yeah, you're right, the defense stepped up a little bit most of this period. It's just been tough for their offense to get through the real tight pressed St. Luke's Storm defense. As there is a shooting foul, it looks like, so Brandt will be shooting 2.
That'll help them get back if he can make these. And yeah, drawing those fouls is crucial for a number of reasons. One, you get the shots, you get the free throws, but also you get, if you draw enough fouls, you can get into the bonus, and that allows you to get more free throws and be able to, get those points in late game situations when St. Luke's might be inclined to start fouling GFA. And so that allows them to accumulate points and to stop the clock also when you draw that foul and regroup your offense, get communicating, draw up a play that you want to call, and get going on offense.
Brent hits both of them. Big free throws for the Dragons there. Makes it a 17-point game again. As there's a nice move. Puts this one back inside. That one is no good. Lau, let's see, are they calling that an inbound underneath the basket for St. Luke's for a foul? So Lau will inbound this one. Puts it into Williams, finds Selene deep, takes this three-pointer. That one is no good. Now in the final minute of your first half, a nice move by Brent to get around one defender, and a travel is called. So Selene to inbound this one.
That's definitely not what you wanted to do if you're GFA. Commit that turnover. You had the momentum going. You had the defensive steal. You had the turnover there. And you're able to get things going on offense or have an offensive opportunity as they did. And you want to be able to make sure you chip away at that lead and put yourself in a good opportunity at halftime. Looks like it's going to be a 1-and.
Yeah, foul on Keavney. She's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Series of turnovers, but this one works out in Greens Farm's favor.
Exactly. They had a turnover on the offensive side of the ball, forced a turnover on the defensive, and then got it right back, and now they draw the foul. And Keavney makes 1. So now they're starting to chip away at that lead. Still a big deficit, but definitely in a much better position than what they were, 5 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago. That's what you like to see if you're GFA. That's exactly the position you want to be. You can't win it back all at once, and you shouldn't try. You should do what you do best on offense, be efficient, get the points that you can, take what the defense gives you, and work with that. And that's exactly what they're doing. That's a winning strategy for GFA. They're looking to continue that going forward.
Well, there's a nice pass inside. Now it's Selene, puts this layup up. That one is no good. Lau now gets it back.
Got to watch out on that right corner. Good job by Brandt to get back there and guard St. Luke's.
As Nelson tries to make a move and able to slip that one in. A great play, and well, the clock doesn't stop for going out of bounds. And at halftime, this will be a 17-point game. But I think a silver lining so far was how well Greens Farm's defense improved, how much they improved in that second quarter.
Definitely, that's a definite silver lining. And looking at this score, in a normal basketball game, you'd say, wow, GFA really struggled in the game, and they have. But judging by the team they're playing and just the ferocity on the offensive side of the ball that St. Luke's has, they're called the Storm for a reason. And they're showing a storm on offense, or they have been, especially in that first quarter. GFA's played very well, and they've shored up their defense, and if you look at the second quarter stats, it will be a much closer game than what you saw in the first quarter. So
Absolutely.
Down by 17, not ideal, but definitely not in the worst possible
position. Yeah, they found a way to
position.
chip through that deficit a little bit. I think it's all about keeping your heads high, making sure you can just make sure you get confident in the second half. Go in with confidence, think that you can make those shots, and play confident defense. They can come right back in it. We've got a whole half to go, and well, if they reset the scoreboard, we're back to square one.
Exactly. And GFA's back to square one with a full head of steam, with a good defense and confidence that they've got from that defense, and an offense that's starting to get in rhythm. I don't know. Maybe they want to reset the scoreboard. We'll see what they do here. Not entirely sure what they do. I don't think we'll ever know, but such is the way of GSPN.
Speaking about the clock, something special that we've done. We've taken out 25-year clock veteran to work the scoreboard today. Look, big games call for big staff members. That's what they've brought out the big guns for today in clock management. Now, I've got to tell you, this clock manager, like I said, 25 years of experience, a lot of thumb exercises, really have to practice the craft to be really good at it. But look, when the bonus is there, he makes sure he puts that one on. He's on top of all the three-point calls.
And he's
have to give the shout out.
Never off on the clock. Never.
No way.
Never, ever. He's right
there.
That's
why he's the best.
Oh, he's the best. He's the best in the business. And you see him in the workout room, thumb exercise. He has the rubber band on his thumb, lifting it up. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thumb exercises, getting ready for the game. Is in the locker room, getting pumped up, listening to music. Comes out on the court and sits himself at the scoreboard and is ready to get for game time.
You have to hype
action.
yourself up to push those buttons.
Oh, absolutely.
And
there's no other way.
It's an important job to make sure you push the right one at the right time to make sure. Well, look, like I said, he's got the experience. He has been training his whole life for today against St. Luke's. He's doing a great job so far.
Oh, yes. I mean, you look at the game clock. It hasn't been off once.
No.
The scoreboard on point the entire
Look at
game.
that 3 dots on the scoreboard so far as we're going into the third quarter. He's already on top of it.
Already on top of it. And it's 7 minutes left in halftime, and he's already on top of it. That just shows the sign of a great player.
Just a lot of commitment from the scoring table.
Oh, absolutely.
So, we've got 7 minutes left in halftime. We will come back at you in about 6 minutes for the exciting conclusion in the second half, as yes, the scoreboard will reset, so Greens Farms will start from square one right at the beginning. You don't have the clouds looming over you as you see a little bit of a deficit on the scoreboard. We'll see if that changes things and what new plays Coach Harris and the gang draw up going into half two. So we'll be right back at you in a little bit. Stick around. And we're back here, halftime, scoreboard reset. We're all ready for basketball. Chance for Greens Farms to take the first half, use what they learned against St. Luke's in the first half, and go ahead and play a good second one.
Absolutely, and I think that starts with the defense they played in the second quarter, and then shoring things up on the offense, playing efficient offense, doing what you do best on offense, and clawing back in that lead.
Really.
Limiting the turnovers is essential. Playing good fundamental basketball is going to be key for GFA going forward. So the leading scorer in the first half was Nelson for St. Luke's, and she had 14 points in the first quarter alone. 17 points total, and Molly Keaveney for GFA had 7 points in the entire half. So that just kind of is a little snapshot at the offensive struggles that GFA had, but they're looking to get back into this one, and it all starts with an efficient offense and a good, solid defense, plus good fundamental basketball.
There's a nice pass and a nice feed by Delasanti. Grabowski finishes it on the other end, and Greens Farms strike first again. This time not from the free throw line like the first half, or the first game rather. As Selene tries to put one up, that one is rebounded by Keaveney. She gets around one defender, looking for a teammate, passes it. Delasanti outside to Brandt with a jump shot. That one is no good and rebounded by Lau. As she kicks this one outside, Nelson with a nice drive, no finish. As Brandt's able to not step out of bounds and take it up her end. We'll see if she goes coast to coast. She stops outside. Here's Marisol with a deep jump shot. That one is good.
Both teams
coming out with a hard start.
Exactly. GFA coming right out of the gate with some really key points and really good drives. And both teams playing a fast-paced style of offense, but GFA's defense has been the story so far, holding tall against St. Luke's, which is definitely a difficult task, but good sign of things to come if they're able to keep this up.
As Selene now, here's the jump shot. That one rattles in. A good jump shot. And now Marisol and company look to respond as she takes that out of her own end. Looking for a pass, finds Delasanti, dishes it inside. Marisol had that one blotted away in a block, but the Dragons will get this one right back.
I think that was a good play by GFA. You had Marisol into the paint, and had Delasanti finding her in transition. Just when you are guarded by two defenders, it's really hard to slot that pass in. Delasanti did a good job, but it's even harder to get the shot up, and that's what led to the block. But she's fortunate enough to draw the foul and able to get that ball back. Good job by Marisol. And now GFA has another inbound from Delasanti to get a good offensive possession going.
Grabowski takes a really deep three. That one is no good. Able to get her own rebound, but it's collected out by St. Luke's as here's Lau. Behind the back, layup, no good. Taken now by Brandt. Tries to get out of her own end. And now Marisol able to keep the tempo down a little bit. Passed outside to Brandt. Working up against Renwick. Now Delasanti from the top of the key. Bounce passes it. Grabowski takes a deep three. That one is good as she hits from the land of good and plenty. Make it a 5-point game for the Dragons. That's a deep shot if I've ever seen one. Oh boy.
Boy, that is from way, way, way downtown. Really good job hitting that shot, and that's her third three-pointer this game, and St. Luke's responds with another three there. But GFA coming strong out of the gate. Strong offense. They're not rushing any shots. They're taking their time, using a good tempo of offense that they like, and they're able to get it done there.
There's a jump ball, so the Storm will get this one back. Selene has been really good from deep for the Storm so far in the first half, and hit that big three in the first quarter, or first half, I guess, of this one.
Yeah, she has been really a deep threat for St. Luke's. And also, Caroline Lau was that way in the first quarter, but I think GFA did a really good job of limiting her ability and keeping her in check throughout the rest of that second quarter. GFA did a good job, controlling that, and leads to them being up right now.
Three by Grabowski responding. It's a battle back and forth between her and Selene. Well, so far her team's up as Renwick takes a deep shot. That one is no good. Rebounded by Lau and stripped away as Delasanti with a nice interception. Taking it out of her own end now. Marisol settles it down a bit. Passes it outside. Keaveney puts up a three-pointer. Rattles in and out. And a nice rebound by Brandt. She's looking for a teammate. A jump ball is called. Greens Farms will take this one right back. This is a much more confident offense than I've seen in the first half.
Absolutely. I think resetting the scoreboard did wonders, and also a good film session and good coaching session in halftime too. Drawing up plays that they like to do, running an efficient offense, and the confidence is high for GFA right now. They know exactly what they're doing on offense. They know exactly how to execute it, and it's working well for them so far.
As that one is tipped and now taken on the other way, it's Nelson. Has to get around Brandt. Puts this one up and in. It's a tie game. As now Mirazal takes it back real quick. Passes this one to Grabowski. She takes her time, puts one inside to Brandt. Tries to put that one up, and it's going to be a shooting foul. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. And try to put the Dragons up on top with 2 big free throws coming up.
You could see in that last St. Luke's drive just the speed that Nelson has, and really the whole team has, able to get past like 2 GFA defenders, possibly 3, and able to make that shot there. And that's something that that is definitely going to come into a factor and come into play throughout the rest of this game. That speed in late game situations, when you give up a turnover accidentally, when you have an unforced error like that, St. Luke's can just storm down the other end of the court, hence the name, and get the points there. So JFA's got to be able to limit that.
Not able to rattle in either of the free throws, and St. Luke's escapes that scoring opportunity for the Dragons. So there's Selene, kicks it inside. Panyon, no good, rebounded by Grabowski. Racing down out of her own end. Stops, looks for a teammate, has that one stripped away by Lau. And a jump ball is called, so St. Luke's will take this one. Looks like Coach Harris tried to call a timeout, but the referees said that they didn't have possession. Or no, looks like Greens Farms gets this jump ball. Okay. As Keaveney now going up against Selene. Had that one stripped away by Lau, but the Dragons will take this one for an inbound. So Delasante to inbound this one here. As she puts one in, looks for a teammate, finds Keaveney at the top. Puts one into Brandt. There's some contact. And let's see, are they calling this a foul on Brandt? They are.
Looked like it was a charge. That is, it's an interesting
call.
call.
Shooting foul.
Yeah, I would have called that a shooting foul too.
Well, referees don't seem to agree. As St. Luke's now has the opportunity to go ahead by 2 or more with a made shot. As Nelson now up against Brandt, works through 3, and there is a, what are they calling this? Looks like
a jump ball?
I don't know. Well, regardless of what it was, it is Greens Farms' ball.
Looked more like a travel, but yeah, regardless, same effect. GFA gets the ball right back and can set themselves up offensively. Or I spoke too soon.
As that's a nice pass underneath, and St. Luke's takes the lead. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a travel underneath. I mean, the referee didn't do the symbol for travel, the little John Travolta disco move. But I don't know. It was Greens Farms' ball anyway. And now with a violation underneath, as they couldn't put it in on time, St. Luke's has an inbound underneath the basket.
And this is something GFA wanted to avoid, these unforced errors, especially since St. Luke's is so red hot on offense. They want to be able to avoid that, and they want to clean up their game, make sure that, and now they call it travel?
Okay, I disagree with that one, but referees see it.
And they're seeing something we're not, because that's an interesting call. Yeah, exactly. The answer I'll provide there is an interesting call.
As there is a nice block by Grabowski. The Storm will get it back, though.
And this drive is really
underneath the inbounded.
This drive is really tiring out GFA's defense. They have to be able to stand tall for this drive, this one play. Get the ball back, then you can set yourself up offensively and get things going. But you have to make sure you stand tall in this defense. And now, down by 4, you can't have too many errors on offense, and another travel.
I don't know what to say about that one. I didn't see anything there.
I saw nothing. I mean, I saw a hop.
Nope.
But it didn't look like
there was any. That's a horrible call.
Yeah, I didn't see
awful.
I didn't see any, like, she jumped, but that's not a travel. She was moving. She was just, I don't know. This angle looked like we had a pretty good view of the ball, and I saw nothing. But refs might have saw something that I didn't. Just not sure.
Well, Nelson now driving. Pass McCall underneath, no good. As 2 players take a tumble, they call a, looks like jump ball. Greens Farms will take this one. only a 4-point game. We've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds in your first half of your second game, as Brandt now switches hands, looking for a teammate, finds Marisol. As Marisol drives, and they call it travel. Or no. Let's see. I believe this is going to be a
inbound by GFA, possibly.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Seems like an inbound. So it'll be McCall to take this one. As she passes it outside the Grabowski. Working against Lau. Dishes it. Marisol now up against Williams. Puts this one in. McCall able to tightrope the sidelines.
She's got Keaveney open on the left side.
Is called. This one is going to St. Luke's.
She had Keaveney open on the far side, on her far left. It's tough to get it out, yeah, exactly. With 2 defenders, definitely difficult. But it looks like, yeah, it was more of a good play, a good series of defensive plays by St. Luke's more than anything GFA did, so definitely hard to get it out there. And St. Luke's going with a more of a, not entirely sure how to describe it. I guess it's a double teaming defensive play. They're willing to leave a couple of GFA players open if they just guarantee that they clog the passing lanes and make sure GFA players can't pass it out, which is a decent strategy, but there's definitely ways for GFA to take over that and take advantage of that. And I think that's what Coach Harris is doing right now. And I'm sure that's what Coach Harris is doing right now. She's drawing up offensive plays to get things going on offense, make sure they don't slip away too much, because that was kind of the story of the first half. Things got too out of hand too quickly in the first half, and they were able to claw back to a 17-point deficit. But when you're down by 20 going into the second half, that's really tough to make it close, and it would be quite a comeback and quite an effort to try to make that more close. But GFA did a good job defensively in that second quarter. So what GFA is going to do right now is drop good defensive strategies and a good offensive strategy to counter what St. Luke's is doing.
As there's a nice pass, Nelson has to get around Brandt. That one is up, no good. They call a shooting foul, so Nelson will go to the line to shoot 2 and try to make this a 6-point game.
Brandt
it will be a 2-shot game, whether she makes both of these or 1 or none.
Brandt just a little late on that foul. She fouled just a tiny bit earlier. That would have been a non-shooting foul. Would have been under the basket. Almost impossible to time that up in real time. Just, I guess announcer observations.
And that one is good, a 5-point game. As Renwick checks in and Panion checks off. Delasanti checks on for McCall with the Dragons. So you see they're trying to shore up their defense a little bit. They look to get some more turnovers, only down by 5. So like I said, 2 3-pointers makes this a 1-point game in favor of the Dragons, as Delasanti takes that 2 off the mark. And now here is Selene. Delasanti on tight defense, couldn't get that one though as she raced back into the backcourt. Selene able to put that one in. It's a 7-point game now for the Storm. As she kicks it out to Brandt. Tipped, but Keaveney is able to get it. Now Delasanti gets around 1. Puts it back to Keaveney. Outside of the corner, they've got 13 seconds to shoot. That one is blocked away. Keaveney puts up a 2, and that one is in. Back to a 5-point game with 1:40.
Good awareness by Keaveney to be right in the exact position to get that ball and save out Delasanti in the middle. Good job by Keaveney to get the points there.
Wow. That was they just chucked up the 3 and it went in. Unbelievable.
I mean, really no words for that. If you're that good of a 3-point shooter, you can shoot from anywhere.
Rushed and had 0 footing, but it found its way in. I'm not sure how you can defend that.
I mean, you really can't. At that point, you just shake your head, just call a good play. I mean, call it what it is. It was just a fantastic play and regroup on offense. That's really all you can do in that situation when you have a player who can just shoot from pretty much anywhere on the court in any situation.
I mean, it's just like stop, shoot. I don't know. Well, it's a 10-point game. Storm have increased their lead now as Greens Farms takes a timeout. We got 1 minute and 8 seconds. Look, still a lot more game to be played. It's only a 10-point deficit. 10 points, like we said, is a comfortable, uncomfortable lead.
Mm-hmm.
It's just comfortable enough to say, okay, we need to score some more points, but uncomfortable because, I mean, 2 shots and it's a 4-point game.
Exactly.
So
yeah, exactly. So
it's tough.
it's a tough situation, and it's really a make or break situation for either team. Like as you said, it's an uncomfortable lead. St. Luke's has the opportunity to, if they keep doing what they do well, if they keep playing good defensive basketball, and they keep raining threes from wherever on the court on offense, then they're able to expand that lead and make it a 15-point game or possibly another 20-point game. And GFA has a good opportunity to shore up their defense and to get their offense going. And to, like you said, 2 shots makes it a 4-point game. So they're definitely not out of this, but they're at that threshold. And drawing up this play, this timeout is crucial to getting a good play going and getting a good offensive scheme and offensive strategy going to put them in a good position to get those 2 points or however many points they need to get back into this game. 10 points is how many points they need.
So Varsity puts this one in. It's Brent now. Has to get around Renwick. She puts on a little bit of moves as she's looking for a teammate. A foul was called on St. Luke's. So the Dragons will have an inbound. Gordon checks in. Juanita checks out. Juanita Brent checks out. And Varsity to inbound this one here. Has to get it around Lau. Nice fake to Grabowski, and then outside the Keavney as Gordon now has it at the top of the key. She's looking for a teammate, finds Keavney, who puts up a 3-pointer off the rim, rebounded by Maud Zalewski. Working around lots of traffic, has that one swatted away. Greens Farms will take it. Is they're able to retain possession.
Calling a specific play here, that's exactly where GFA has excelled. When they have a good scheme going, when they have a specific play so they know exactly where their teammates are at any given situation, they don't commit an unforced turnover or an unforced error, that's when they perform well. Unfortunately there, couldn't get it done.
Nelson outside Loud takes the 3-pointer. That one is no good. Rebounded by Maud Zalewski. They've got 29 seconds. There's looks like a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And Keavney will slow things down a bit. And an illegal screen called. So the Storm will have an opportunity to take the last shot of the first half of your second game.
That's a big play for GFA and for the Storm too. They have the opportunity to really hammer home a bigger lead and make it harder for GFA to come back in the fourth quarter to try to split these 2 games. And GFA, this is where your defense has got to stand tall. This is where the bend but don't break starts to put the don't break part into effect.
Renwick now has it. Looking for a teammate, finds Williams. Tries to work and put that one in. It's no good. As Varsity tackles St. Luke's player to the ground towards the end of that, just shows the ferocity and the intensity that they're playing with. Look, down 10 going into halftime. It's comebackable. As we like to say, use our GSBN made-up word.
I'm sure the English department just shakes their head each time they're watching. Every time we use that word, but we keep using
add it to the dictionary, really.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
If we added it to the dictionary, they wouldn't have to shake their head.
Exactly. If it's in the OED, it's legal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, if Yoda is in the OED, I think comebackable should definitely be in the OED.
Yoda's in the OED?
Yeah.
I like
pretty
that.
Pretty sure Yoda is in the, or at least it's in some kind of dictionary that was published.
Interesting.
I think comebackable should be.
I think comebackable then,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Exactly.
So you viewers at home, help us with our campaign to get comebackable in the dictionary.
Start a change.org petition.
Oh, yeah.
But GFA, like you said, in a position to come back, down by 10, at the threshold, uncomfortable lead for St. Luke's. They definitely have the ability to widen it. GFA has the ability to shorten it. And it's really a battle of who's going to do well on the turnover battle. And I think that's been the case this entire game. When St. Luke's has won the turnover battle, they've been able to set themselves up well offensively, and the shots start raining. They settle themselves on offense and take shots that they know how to take, and they widen their point margin. When GFA has won the turnover battle, they've done the same thing. In a lot of ways, these 2 teams have been very similar in that regard. And so whichever team can win that turnover battle, whichever team can get more turnovers than they give, can start to set themselves up nicely on offense and start to claw their way, either expand the lead or claw their way back into this game.
So Mueller passes this one outside the Lau. And great defense being played by Brandt as the Dragons will get this one right back. In the final 7 minutes and 41 seconds, GFA has to score or at least they want to score 10 unanswered points to make it a tie game. But it'll be all about their offense and defense working as well as they can together, as De La Sante able to make some nice moves to get around lots of traffic, as Brandt puts up a deep shot. That one is no good. De La Sante on the rebound. Brandt now passes this one. It's Marisol. Grabowski makes him player jump. That one is no good, though. Rebounded by Brandt. Looking to find a teammate, finds Grabowski underneath. Couldn't put that one in. It's tipped away, and St. Luke's will get it.
Good position by GFA to set up a third chance opportunity on that play. Unable to get it done, but now they're playing full court press, and they're going to set themselves up nicely on defense to start things in this fourth quarter.
Here's Panyon now, surveying. Passes this one out to Lau. Tries to shake past Marisol. There's a foul. So the Storm will have an inbound coming. There's a nice play by Marisol in the corner. And we'll see, Gorowski's able to come away with it. Nice pass out to Brandt. Has to get around 3 defenders. Looking for some teammates and able to find Grabowski. Now Marisol outside. She drives, puts up a nice floater. That one is no good. Rebounded by Renwick. As she stops, hands this to Lau in the backcourt. And they're taking their time a little bit out of their own, now in the offensive end. As Lau takes the three-pointer, that one is good. It's a big three-pointer by Lau. Look, when she's pulled up from deep, she's made them. She hasn't pulled up from deep a lot today, but when she has, it's almost automatic.
I mean, yeah, that's really the type of player she is. She's such a great three-point shooting player, and she's been kept in check pretty well this entire game by GFA when they play good defense. But when you leave her open, it's really lights out from
even
that
when
arc.
You don't leave her open. It's just a.
Yeah, I mean, like even if you don't, even if it's a
difficult to guard
contested
someone
three-pointer,
who
it's
can
just
pull
yeah,
up from deep and make it.
Exactly. It's really, really tough to defend, but at times GFA has done a good job at containing her.
That free throw is good. Second one off the mark. And a nice steal underneath by Brandt, who puts one up and in. So the free throws pay off here. Didn't make the first one, but ended up turning into 2 points on the other end as Lau now goes coast to coast. That one is no good. And let's see, is it going to be a push or a jump ball? They are calling it a jump ball. There was a lot of contact on that play, but they only call it a jump ball. The Storm will get it back. It's back to a 10-point game in the final 5 minutes and 56 seconds. But this one's put back in. Now Lau takes the three from the corner. That one is good.
As you said, anywhere on the court and any situation, she'll rain those threes any time of day too. I mean, like, it's automatic. It's simply automatic. And GFA has contained her, but when she pulls up from deep, there's not much you can do with a three-point shooter like that. You just hope to regroup on offense and try to respond with points.
There's another takeaway as Lau storming out, passes this one to Panyon, and she is fouled. So she'll have an inbound underneath for her team. And it's a 13-point game. Renwick now passes it to Panyon outside. Now Lau takes another three-pointer. That one is missed, so she's not 100% from deep today. As that three-pointer also no good. And now Brandt takes it up. Looking for a teammate. And a foul is called on St. Luke's. So the Dragons will have an inbound.
It'd be quite impressive if she did make that three-pointer, if Lau made that three-pointer. She was falling to her side and launched it up. I'm surprised it was even that close, just because it just shows how good of a three-point shooter she is. And GFA gets a lucky break there. Call the timeout, so they now can regroup, but also they get a possession back, and they make sure that St. Luke's doesn't have that possession. And so now they can set themselves up nicely offensively, claw their way back into this one. 5 minutes, down 13. Not the most ideal spot, but they can definitely come back in this one.
Absolutely. Well, look,
definitely
in
range.
The jump ball possession in case of a sticky situation in the corner. So this timeout's a good opportunity to regroup, try to find some footing late, come up with a game plan, and go ahead and execute it. But, I mean, we'll see if the defense can come up with some turnovers. Maybe starting now, you can see the full court press come out. It's worked really well in the past.
Exactly.
So I was surprised to not see them do it right back to St. Luke's. That's all St. Luke's were doing in the first game was this backcourt press the full time, and it led to a lot of turnovers. I was surprised that the Dragons weren't trying to do the same thing once they saw how well it was working on the other end. As Grabowski takes a deep three, that one is no good and swatted away. Now intercepted by Brandt. Looking for a teammate. It's going to be a jump ball, so Greens Farms is going to take this one. Keavney will check on, and Marizold will check off. And Grabowski to inbound this one.
I think one of the reasons why GFA hasn't done the full court press, as you were saying earlier, is that when you have a fast team like St. Luke's, that doesn't tend to work very well because they'll just slip by you, and then they have a wide open shot to the basket, as you see right here. And so full press doesn't always work, but when they have used it effectively, it has worked really well. So I wonder, late game situation where they're trying to get a lot of points back quickly, if they're going to try to do that.
Brent now. Now Keavney takes the three-pointer. That one is no good. And Lau takes it in the backcourt. Coming up on 4 minutes left in your second half of your second game. And we'll see if GFA's defense can come up with a big turnover, as I believe it's going to be a double dribble called on Lau. So there's the turnover. And a substitution coming for both Greens Farms and St. Luke's. And Delasante will inbound this one after the double dribble by Lau. So good job by the defense to force that. We'll see if the offense can do anything with it on the other end, down 15.
Absolutely. Good defensive play. Now let's see if the offense can capitalize.
Grabowski now directing traffic, puts up a layup. That one is no good and rebounded by Williams, and Lau will take it out of her own end. Nice pass outside. Passes it around. Here's Selene from deep. No good. Tipped away, and St. Luke's will get it back as this ball goes out of the stadium. They collect it in the Coyle lobby. Passed outside to Lau, going up against Keavney. Looking to get around this tight defense being played. Now directing traffic a little bit. Makes a nice move, shifts by, and able to put that layup in. Confident shooting. Has her team up 17 now, as Keavney takes it the other way. Outside to Grabowski. She passes it to Gordon. And Keavney will get it back. As the drive from Keavney, she is fouled on the way up, so she'll go ahead and shoot two.
Down by 17. Not the greatest position they can be in. These fouls will certainly help, but I think the turnovers is really the turnover bug's starting to bite them a little bit here. They want to make sure they play good fundamental basketball. Control what you can control. I've been saying that a lot, but it's definitely something that GFA can do. And make sure that they stand tall on defense. Have a good defensive lineup, especially with Delasante on the court. So we'll see if they try to force a turnover here, if they can influence a missed shot or force a turnover from St. Luke's.
There's a deep three by Lau. She hits. Wow.
There's absolutely nothing you can do to defend that. I mean, wow. Like, there's really no words to describe that. That is just such an incredible three-pointer and just shows her range. She can hit from anywhere on the court, and that just proves it. She can hit half court. I mean, I haven't seen it, but she can definitely, looks like from the way she's been playing, she can definitely do that. And it's really just impossible to guard that for GFA. You just got to keep your head up, get things going on offense, do what you do well on offense, and try to play the best basketball that you can in these final couple of minutes. But yeah, that just shows how integral of a player she is for St. Luke's, and how good of a player she is and how big of a threat she is from beyond the arc.
Well, now Nelson taking it up as we approach the 2-minute warning of the last half of your second game to close this one out, as Williams now goes up against McCall. Now it's Selene, shifts through, not able to put that one in. Lau gets the rebound. Takes this three, that one is no good. Hits the rim, and St. Luke's able to get their own rebound again. So it's
you don't want to leave her open on the right side.
As this one was tipped, they call no backcourt violation. And a foul is called. So an inbound coming here for St. Luke's. Nelson now against Gordon. The shot clock was reset. And a nice job by Delasante to get that ball back. They have a tumble. Now Lau drives through that one. No, they say no shot. She'll have some free throws coming out now. As a big substitution, as Delasante, McCall, and Grabowski all come off.
They're getting an ovation from the parents here in the crowd and the players on the bench. This is their final game as seniors. Really great job they played this game, and great way to go. They played fantastic this game and had fantastic careers too. We'll give a little tribute to them at the end of the game. They played really well, and we'll see if the underclassmen and the juniors can get things going on offense and put GFA in a good position, down by almost 20. Oh no, sorry, 21. Looks like with 1 minute left, 1 minute and 21 seconds left, that's definitely difficult to come back. I'm not even sure if it's, with time-wise, possible, but it's definitely possible to get some good points going. It's definitely possible to test some good offensive plays and to get things going for these juniors and sophomores and freshmen on the court right now so they can take that into their next year, run some plays, see what works, see what doesn't against a great team like St. Luke's. And that's one of the benefits of playing such a high-ranked opponent and a really high-caliber opponent is you get to test what works against a really good opponent. And you can apply it to opponents that are maybe less caliber in your division. And so GFA testing these plays, they look to make sure they see what works and what doesn't work, so when they do open up FAA games next year, they're ready to make a big splash.
So Brant to inbound this one. We've got 1 minute and 13 seconds left. And GFA just looking to put some more points on the board, chip away at the scoreboard a bit. I don't think they're going to be able to come back, but they can just hit some shots to try to do some damage control, as that one is up and no good. So Brant will go to the line.
Exactly. Get some shots. Get some shots to take into next year and into the offseason. Things to be proud of in this game. And also test some plays, too. Test some offensive schemes and test some the ways to get points in the game that you could take into the next game and play against opponents. And at St. Luke's, too, this is almost like a scouting mission for the GFA coaches and the players who are coming back next year for St. Luke's, because they'll be seeing them again in FAA tournaments and FAA league play.
Now in the final minute, as Nelson now taking her time, getting around Brant, a screen by Williams. This one is swatted away by Gordon, but they're able to get it back as Renwick passes it to Selene. Back inside to Renwick, and a travel is called. So Greens Farms will have it. The shot clock resetting in the final 38 seconds, so an 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. As Marizal takes this one in, passes out the Keepney, takes an open three-pointer. That one is good. And now Nelson taking it down the other way with 25 seconds. So now there's a 3-second difference between the shot and the game clock. As they pass it outside. Here's a deep shot. That one is off the mark, taken by Williams. Now Selene from deep. That one is no good. Rebounded by Gordon. They have 10 seconds to shoot. A nice job by Gordon to avoid it, and there's an interception. As this one's up and good. And that will finish off this one. So the Dragons unable to come back in either game, but they put on a nice show, not giving up at all. A lot of grit showed by the Dragons today in the final game of the season.
Absolutely, yeah. They stuck with it against a really, really tough opponent in St. Luke's and lost both quarters, but definitely good things that they did in this game. Definitely things they can take away into the offseason, into coaching sessions, into the next season too for the players that are coming back. And really, I think this was a good conclusion to their season. Even though they didn't come away with a win, there were definitely things they did well. And when you play a tough opponent, you benefit in a lot of ways too. A lot of times you see in NCAA, you'll see Michigan playing against smaller colleges, or Alabama playing against smaller colleges too. And these colleges want that to happen because they get scouting on those big teams. Also, they get to see what they do well and emulate it in their own play. And so that's exactly what GFA can do. And GFA and St. Luke's, there's not that big of a discrepancy between them. Then it's not as big as Alabama, or a smaller college. So GFA looking to find an edge on St. Luke's. Every time they play them, especially in these exhibition games, they get better and better and more knowledge of what St. Luke's does well, and puts themselves in a better position for the next game where they can get better knowledge. And eventually, you'll become toe-to-toe with this team and can get that win that they've wanted for a long time.
So, like we were saying, I think really anything is a big improvement over the first quarter, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there were so many turnovers. It looks like we'll be playing an extra, 10-minute period of basketball maybe. I'm not sure. It looks like they're putting time back on the clock. So, we have a little bit more to go.
And in our final GSPN broadcast, I'll definitely take it.
I'll take that. As it looks like a new 10-minute period is going to be played. And we'll see, maybe GFA can come away with this extra game with a victory. This was unexpected.
This is definitely unexpected.
Thought we stopped for a little bit. We just had some dead air. I'm like, what's going on? As that tip-off is won by St. Luke's.
I guess I could call this overtime. I'm not entirely sure what to put it on the clock.
It's a new period as Modzalewski gets the board. Now Marizold has it as she races up. Outside now, Morgan from deep, no good, and rebounded by Modzalewski and a nice loose ball play. Now Marizold tight ropes the sideline, puts one up, that one is no good. Now Wells finds Morgan outside, back to Marizold. And a nice move by Marizold, puts up a floater, that one is no good, and finally St. Luke's able to get a rebound. As Delva on defense, as they switch. Now Mueller. This one is a deep three-pointer, no good. Wells takes this one back. Modzalewski passes this one to Marizold. There's two great defensive stands by both teams. And back-to-back as Morgan left open from deep. That one is no good, tipped away, and St. Luke's able to come away with it. It's Mueller.
Yeah, it looks like the starters on this team, on this this lineup for St. Luke's and GFA, they're playing a defensive game so far, and we know these players for GFA definitely able to hit it from beyond the arc and definitely good offensive players, but their specialty seems to be defense. And so we'll see which team kind of break away from their defensive stalemate and make the offensive play in this, I guess, period of play.
As they can't shake it underneath. And it's Mueller now racing, has to get around Wells, puts one up and in. So St. Luke's breaks the ice first as Marizold takes this one up now to try to respond. Nice screen by Delva. Marizold passes this one. It's Wells from deep for the lead. No good. And now rebounded there by Young. And stolen away by Marizold, who looks to put up a shot. That one is no good. Is stripped away. A nice play underneath by Modzalewski and one, but a travel is called. So it does not count. Boy, this is action-packed.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving this quarter, or this period rather. Definitely action-packed, definitely a defensive game, and as someone who likes defense in most sports, I'm kind of digging this right now.
That's a nice block by Delva underneath, still not able to get it, and now Mueller takes it.
Yeah, both
teams. A blue ball.
Both teams playing a high-powered, fast-paced style of play on offense and defense, but it's just a matter of who can make the big play, who can make the shot on the offensive side of the ball and break this. It's not really nice right now. GFA's down by 2, but really get things going on offense.
As Modzalewski puts that one in, it's a tie game. So nicely taken by the Dragons. They left Modzalewski open. That's what she does. Hits the jump shot, ties up this game. There's a nice pass underneath, has to beat Delva. She could not. Looks like it's loose for a little bit. No jump ball called. Still battling, still on the ground. Wells has it and still juggling for it. And looks like Marisol's able to come up with it. So she's going to take it out of her own end. Good effort by the Dragons to get that ball back. Nice pass underneath. Morgan unable to convert. Tipped around a little bit. Now Wells secures it. Delva takes that jump shot. No good. Rebounded by Mueller. Nice move to get around Delva there. As now she stops, waits for some reinforcements. Gives this one to Bull Ball. Now Young takes that shot. That one is no good as it rattled around a little bit. Say she stepped out of bounds and the Dragons will have it. Checked in to Marisold now in the final 6 minutes. Morgan left open from deep. No good. And Bull Ball able to secure it. And she has to get around Delva as that one was stripped away, and Delva's able to get it right back. Now taking it herself, shooting foul, so she will go to the line to shoot 2.
That's the offensive break that GFA needs. Delva getting that defensive steal, running down the court, and now chance to break the ice here with these free throws.
That one is good. Second one is no good, but Delva able to get her own rebound. So here's a nice chance for Greens Farms to make maybe 3 points out of that 2-shot free throw sequence. As Modzalewski underneath, not able to shake it in. Still juggled a bit, but St. Luke's able to get it back. The substitution as Lau comes in. Now Lau. Left her open from three-point land, no good. Marisold gets the rebound, able to get around 3 defenders. It's an odd rush, and Modzalewski puts that one in. So a 3-point game now.
St. Luke's getting a taste of their own medicine there with the odd rush and the play down the court. Good job by GFA, and good awareness to get that ball out, get it to Modzalewski, and have her make a play down on the other end of the court.
As Lau not able to shake in the and one, but she is going to go to the line to shoot 2. First one is no good. Second one is no good. And Morgan gets the rebound. Now stops, has a nice steal underneath by St. Luke's. They put it in, make it a 1-point game. Now Marisold stops and starts, looks to get out of her own end. Able to get by Lau. Passes it inside to Modzalewski. She looks for a teammate, finds Marisold, who rises up for the jump shot. That one is no good. Rebounded by Modzalewski. Now Marisold again. They've got 10 seconds to shoot. Delva gets around the defender, puts a shot up, and that one is good. A good take by Delva. And the Dragons up now by 3. A nice awareness of the shot clock there by the Dragons on that possession. So that one's put inside now. Hoisted up a shot and put that one in. They respond with that's a tough make. And a lot of traffic, but they're able to put it in. 1-point game. Now with 4 minutes and 30 seconds, and I guess your third period of unexpected basketball.
Really, it's your Yeah, it's your 5th period because we had 4 quarters of
That's
play
true,
earlier. And now we have a 5th one, a little cherry on top of a really great game for both teams. And our final GSPN
gets
broadcast.
a big shot. Bench goes crazy. Substitutions for both teams. Boy, you gotta love the bench, hyping up everyone.
Both benches, yeah, exactly. GFA hyping up their players, and these are players who haven't had a lot of starting time this season, so they're really getting hyped up when they make a good play. And St. Luke's on their other end too. I bet it's the same situation for them as well. Players who usually don't get the starting nod, getting the starting nod in this one, and when they make a play, their bench goes crazy.
There's a deep shot. That one is no good. Now Keaveney able to make a nice move around one. Can she finish? She can. Shakes that one in. And Greens Farms able to come out now with a 5-point lead. As now Lau surveying, trying to get past. Outside to Young, no good. Tipped around. St. Luke's able to get this one back though. As a nice play by Delva in the corner. This one's in a state with St. Luke's though. And the Storm will have an inbound. As that one is hoisted back. Lau now. Stops. They don't call a foul. Looks like it was no contact there as Lau now still looking to find a way through. A nice, looks like drive, a foul call. Let's see if they call a shooting foul. I believe they will, so Lau will go to the line to shoot 2. We've got 3 minutes and 23 seconds. This was a fast-paced period.
Yeah, I mean, blink and you miss it. We were just talking about, I feel it's like just a couple of minutes ago, we were talking about how it was a 10-minute period and we weren't quite sure what was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, technically it is a couple of minutes ago, but it felt a lot shorter than that. And both teams have played well, giving their players who don't usually start a good chance to show themselves and get things going on offense or defense if they're defensive style players. And really coaches looking to see who they're going to start next season, who's going to fill the role of seniors. Now for St. Luke's, that doesn't really seem to be an issue because, surprisingly, there's no seniors on the team.
That one is no good. Well, somebody call Bob the Builder because those 2 free throws for St. Luke's were bricks. Wow. I mean, that was tough to watch. Oh my goodness. I mean, you gotta, at least at some point, call it the way you see it, right? I mean,
that's true.
That's how you that's how you shoot a free throw. There for Wells. But you got to get all machines on deck for cleanup crew over there by the free throw line in St. Luke's offensive zone.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Ooh. It's like Shaq at the free throw line. As now Mueller puts this one in, stripped away by Keaveney, a good play. Now nearing or inside the final 3 minutes now, as Modzalewski looking. And there's a foul called.
I mean, as you were saying, St. Luke's hasn't been the best from the free throw line, and that's got something they're looking to shore up in the next game. I mean, even the normal starters didn't look that hot from the 3-point line. So, granted, they are some of them are going to be seniors next year. Specifically, Lau, she's going to be a senior next year, and they're going to look to shore that up in off season and in practices leading up to the next season to make sure that they make those free throws, because they're free points, and you want to be able to get those free throws in when you have those opportunities.
So now St. Luke's trying to get out of their own end and passes this one to Boule Ball. Now Mueller takes a deep 3 in and out. I'm surprised that didn't go in. That's almost like defying gravity. How did that stay out?
I'm not sure. Rotate, centripetal motion. Angling around, I really don't know.
You're the physicist.
I am the physicist, but I'm going to have to get Dr. Kuhn on this one to help me out here.
As this one's tipped away, so St. Luke's will inbound this one inside the final 2 minutes. They're down by 7.
Much lower scoring game than the rest, or lower scoring period, but both teams played well nonetheless. And it's been a defensive period for both teams. GFA seems to have the offensive edge, and I think it's come off of the free throws too, in part. And
as an up and down,
like an up and down violation, GFA gets the ball right back. Yeah, exactly.
Well, the best thing is GFA is winning in this period because they've won the turnover battle.
Yeah, That's
and
like
because
we've
they've had
said.
more opportunities on the offensive end to score points.
Exactly. Winning that turnover battle is so crucial, and this is case in point. If you win the turnover battle, you set yourself up offensively, but also you gain the confidence to make the shots you know how to make. You have the confidence to run your offense effectively, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Good job by GFA limiting the turnovers they make, and on the defensive side of the ball, getting the turnovers necessary to put themselves in a good position on offense, and that's why they're leading in this one.
As there's a nice steal by Keepney. Modzalewski able to get around, passes it. Morgan could not put that one in from underneath. This one is also no good, rebounded by Mueller. Now in the final 1 minute, GFA is up by 9. That's a pass outside, has to get around Delva. Great defense being played by Greens Farms in this period. As now Mueller takes it. 13 seconds to go as that one is passed outside. Still working the perimeter a bit, but they have to put up a shot and quick. They have 4 seconds to shoot. Put someone up. That one was no good, but they call a shot clock violation anyway. Greens Farms will get it back with 35 seconds. And it looks like we're going to end our broadcast here with the Greens Farms win, at least in the third game.
Yeah, that's a great way to end a broadcast, too, for GSPN, Greens Farms Academy Sports Programming Network.
Taking it up, puts up a shot. That one is no good. As we've got 2 seconds left, Greens Farms will get it. They're going to go ahead and win this period. We'll see if maybe they hit a half-court shot to end the season. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
That would be. That most certainly would be.
The shot for St. Luke's on the other way. That is no good. And now our broadcast has ended. I apologize for our focus camera. Looks like we weren't.
We didn't anticipate an extra period.
But we got more than what we bargained for here.
Exactly. I'll try to extend our camera life a little bit longer just to
bear with us.
Bear with us as we.
Our season will end the same way as it started, with no camera feed.
Bear with us.
There we go.
We reconnect. There we go. I think.
Let's see if we were able to get it back.
That should be connected.
So, GFA able to come away with a third game victory. Definitely a nice way to end the season. And they played well. They played well in that last series. The turnovers coming up big, and they're able to come away with a nice win. So good on them overall. It was the turnovers that really were disappointing in this game for Greens Farms. But like I said, the grit showed by this team to forget what the score is and just continue to go. It was big. It was awesome. It was so awesome to see. And the team just working together, rallying together, not pointing the finger at anyone, and just working and playing as a team and as a family unit. That's a great ending to the season.
Exactly, yep. Playing together as a family unit, they emphasize being 1-0. Finding what you do well in their last performance, applying it to this performance. That's exactly what they did in their last one. There were things that they did well in their last 2 quarters. Even though St. Luke's won by a good margin, they didn't let that faze them. They didn't let that demoralize them. They took into this game what they did well in their last quarter, shored up what they didn't do well in their last periods of play, and played really well in their final 10 minutes of basketball of the season. They find a way to win, and they find a way to win with their non-starters, giving them an opportunity to play in this game. They did a really good job. Great way to end the season. Great way to end our final broadcast of our final broadcast of basketball. Really.
So, as we continue, I think going into our 3 stars of the night tonight, I don't think there's really any question. On Senior Day, we have to give it to our big 3 seniors. This one would be going out to Georgia Grabowski. We've got Mary Grace Delasanti, and we've got Caroline McCall. They've been with us with GSBN since the beginning, through the ups and downs of our equipment failures and everything. And,
exactly.
I mean, just such senior leaders, and congratulations on just such great GFA careers. And wherever they go from here, I wish them luck. I mean, I guess it's not like I'm never going to see them again. I'll probably see them on Monday, but that's beside the point.
We won't see them on the GSPN broadcast.
We won't see them on a GSPN broadcast again in the Dragon's Den, and it's been a joy to watch them play. And I think it's fitting that they take home stars of the night.
I absolutely think so too. They've been with us through thick and thin. They've been with us with camera failures and broadcast issues and pack the houses and all sorts of highs and lows of our GSPN careers, and they've had great careers. We've mirrored them step for step as they've improved, and we've improved our equipment. They've really been with us all this time.
And that takes us to you guys, the viewers at home. It's been such a blessing to have you guys on our streams and watching us. All the support, all the love you give us, it's just made it's changed our lives forever. This has been one of the brightest spots of my entire life. It's been a dream of mine to be a sportscaster, and well, you guys at home, you've made it all possible. The girls and boys on the court, they've made it possible, giving us something to call. And
Exactly.
you guys with your support, watching us, all the compliments, all the feedback. It's been an unbelievable experience to be your broadcaster. Maybe Isaac and I will be back in the spring to call lacrosse, depending on our equipment, but we hope to cover lacrosse. That would be a lot of fun for some weekend games on Saturday. But for right now, this is the last game of our basketball careers. Man, it just went too fast. I wish we had some more time. This has been so much fun to share all these amazing memories, these championship, these playoff games, these big game winners like last year, the dunks from Cole Prowett-Smith behind the back, the Jespies, and we're going to have a Jespies this year.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So stick around for that. We'll definitely keep you posted on when those come out and when we start making them. But it's been an absolute pleasure broadcasting for you guys. Your love and support really has made it a joy to have. And I remember, Charles, when you stopped me freshman year in the hallway saying, do you want to do some sort of broadcast thing? I could have never imagined it would turn out like this. What an absolute joy to be broadcasting with you.
Better than anything I could have ever dreamed of right here to have GSBN with the equipment and with the people that are watching. I really thank you all from the bottom of my heart. It's been such an amazing experience, and wherever I go, hopefully I'll be lucky enough to do this in college. We'll be back to call some kind of a broadcast and a reunion. Hopefully next year. I want to plan on doing that, but for now, this has been Charles Cohen and Isaac Moskowitz, and we say signing off together, Isaac, on the count of three. 3, 2, 1. Signing off.